For all your advertising, networking, and promo, make sure you reach out. GullyTVBoss at Gmail. GullyTVBoss at Gmail for all your marketing and promo. Peace.
Peace, man. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm great. Just had me a very, very juicy piece of watermelon with seeds in it.
That's the new thing. Everybody's talking about watermelons and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. While you was doing your time, we got some information from Dr. Sebi about the significance of watermelon. White folks tried to make us ashamed of watermelon, and watermelon is one of our it's one of our superfoods, and we on that heavy. We on that.
I just heard this yellow watermelon, orange, and red. I said, where these colors? What I missed during this time? I missed a whole lot. Changing the watermelon. I said, I used to be down like in the 70s, 80s when I go down south. I used to pick watermelons and stuff like that. I didn't know there was a difference till they started talking about this just the other day. We was having this discussion. Orange, pink. Seeds, and I'm like, watermelons always had seeds. There was always red on the inside, brown or black seeds on the inside. That's just normal. I don't know what was going on when I was going.
We got the information now, and now they trying to manipulate the watermelon. They putting out a genetically modified joint that's in all the supermarkets that don't got no seeds in it. So whenever you come across the joints with the seeds, man, make sure you stock up on it, man. It's like vibranium.
Man, I'm going to the field in the back where I live. North Carolina. I'm going to the field and get the real. Because I seen the dude had on a video. The dude had the watermelon and was actually like flexing it, and it wouldn't break off. I was like, what?
Yeah, they had that in Sam's Club. They had that in Sam's Club. I seen that video. Yup, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was bugging like, yo, but we also had a discussion like, all right. I asked the guy, I said, you like fried chicken? He said, yeah. I said, you like watermelon? He said, yeah. I said, so what is the deal? I know they had to try to make it a stereotype that black folks love chicken, but everybody loves chicken and watermelon. White folks the same thing. You like chicken?
Right.
They was like, yeah. I said, you eat watermelon too, right? Yeah. I said, so where is the problem? They was trying to make a situation. They was trying to
make us ashamed of it, and it's actually our heritage. So
I'm like, sheesh, not bugging.
I appreciate you taking some time out your day to give me a little bit of insight on your story. I got an email from a gentleman by the name of Edwin, I believe that was his name, and he was telling me how you had a message for at-risk youth, and you wanted to share your story about a hip-hop dream going awry and some other things. And I actually wrote down some questions of my own because I was a big fan of the Lost Boyz, and I'm very happy that you're home. I remember where I was at when I read in the magazine. Your case came through, I believe, Vibe or Source or one of them. It was probably, I believe, like 96 or something like that, 96 or 97. During this period, Cool C and Steady B ended up having a bank robbery case too. I was actually in a penitentiary with them, and I said, "Damn, man, what the hell is going on, man? Because that ain't like no regular crime. Like that take balls to do that type of shit." So, it told me a lot about you.
My man, I met a dude, right, and he was like, "Yo, you a legend." He said, "Nah, not because of the music." He said, "I never met a bank robber." He said, "You're the ultimate legend." I was like, wait a minute. It just went left on me.
That's some Billy the Kid shit, man.
I never met a bank robber.
Yeah.
And you're an artist. I was like, oh boy.
It was shocking. It was shocking to see that it was a hip hop. You know what I mean? Y'all was like booming. You wasn't a part of a regular movement. Like y'all was booming, and y'all was always in the magazines. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Shit happens.
It wasn't until many years later, I interviewed Bang'em Smurf, and he gave me some insight on who the Lost Boyz was before music and all of that. So it kind of, gave me some clarity on you guys. So, first off, I would like to, introduce yourself to my listeners.
I'm Spigg Nice. They call me Ronald Blackwell if you want to. Ronald Blackwell Bay. But I go by Spigg Nice in the music field. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment. The DJ for the Lost Boyz, we was rocking for like you said, like 94, 95 to about 2000, 2001.
Right.
Successful hits.
I was gonna ask you. I wanted to know. I'm glad you mentioned that you was the DJ because I didn't. It was a few of y'all, and when you see Cheeks, of course, is primarily the MC, and you like, damn,
front runner.
Yeah.
Like Cheeks is the front runner. The front runner of the Lost Boyz. He speaks. Okay. He's rapping front forward. He's the head of rocking the mic.
Right.
Talik was the hype man, but he also rocked the mic. Pause. I did the same thing. I kept my crew intact. I just chose the DJ. I rocked the mic also. I chose the DJ. Lou is another hype man. He don't rap like that, but he does his thing. He's the business. He's the head.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? We all have our positions and stuff like that. But it's just like at that time, at that moment, back then, y'all already heard of Cheeks and you heard of Talik.
Right.
On the mic, hype man and stuff like that. Right. The DJ. So, I mean, we all had our positions in our group and stuff like that and did our thing.
Okay. Where did the name come from?
Our guy, my man that actually turned into my Cody.
Okay.
His name was Born King. He was the first one that started with Lost Boyz, running around trying to get everybody to be a part of his little gang and stuff like that. But they were younger than us. I mean, not younger than us, but we were doing our own thing and they were doing their own thing. As we had our little Stay Fresh crew before we became Lost Boyz, or Rockaway Boulevard crew. We used to hang on Rockaway 131. We started basically like with Born trying to initiate guys. Nah, we ain't on that guy. So we did our own thing and we became a group. Like, I started bringing the cats in my basement. I met them in John Adams High School. And I started bringing them in my basement and stuff like that. Cheeks in my basement, practicing and stuff like that. Then Talik in my basement, practicing and stuff like that. So we formed our group. Even though we already knew each other at home a little bit, it's just now we're gonna focus on some music and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's how we started formalizing the Lost Boyz as a rap group.
But prior to that, y'all was a street crew, basically.
Yeah, I mean, just the young cats running around together. I mean, y'all call back in the day, different regions, they might call gangs and stuff like that. We was a crew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Up in New York, we crews and stuff like that. So we hung around. Those that you hang around, that's your crew. You know what I'm saying? That ain't your gang, that's your crew.
Right.
So, I mean, we played in the streets and we did what we do. You know what I'm saying? And we just formed our little group, our little core group, and we stuck to what we did. I mean, we also had another member, Green Eyes. Green Eyes went to play basketball. He's another member of us. And he just went to play basketball instead of going to rap now. But he rapped and everything. So it would have actually been 5 of us. You know what I'm saying? He's the black sheep. He's the light skinned one. We all brown skinned. He's the light skinned.
Right.
It's funny, but it's our crew.
Okay. One of the questions I always wanted to ask one of y'all. In a time where rappers was all rocking Caesars and 360 waves and shit like that, y'all came through with the dread look. Give me some and this is in an era when niggas was really rocking the waves and the half moon part.
Yeah.
Tell me what inspired y'all to come through with the dreads and shit? Give me some. Did that have anything to do with the Bebos, or was that a Southside Queens thing or something like that?
Nah. That was just first person that started was actually during high school and stuff like that. Because we used to be in high school and we used to be wilding, and you got a lot of friends and stuff like that. So Tyleek just sat down and at a card game. I believe it was it's got foul in them. Because it's just like it's coming to my mind as you telling me this and it's bringing me back.
Right.
So I remember he was just sitting there between her legs and she was playing in his hair. Because at that time, cats had, like you said, waves and this, that, and third on there, or had nappy ass head, or cornrows, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So I think it was Val or Alan, what you call? They started braiding his hair, and his hair came to fruition through braids and just letting it grow and grow and grow and just twisting and stuff like that every week. You know what I'm saying? We go to school and stuff like that, so they play with his hair and this and that. So he is the first one that actually started with dread through braids. And then it was starting to look cool and, things that we were doing and running around and stuff like that, people started acknowledging, and we was like, I'm going to give me something, I'm going to do it. And if you're hanging around your boys, certain things rub off on it. They getting compliments. I need compliments. We in high school.
Right.
So I need compliments too. And the next thing you know, we're just one after another. Started getting their head twisted. And then when we all settled down and just like, we was in Virginia and we was at Queen Josephine house. And we was like, yo, man. She just like, yo, do something together. And we all dipped our hair like that blonde or whatever, the bleach or whatever.
Yeah.
And bleached the tips and stuff like that. And that's when we just like really started. And when we came out, we did that in Virginia. Everybody thought we was from Virginia when we came out. As the music came out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Virginia went crazy with getting dreads and stuff like that. They was there with us before we really got it off in New York and stuff like that. So it was something like I said, Freaky Tah was the first one that started off with dreads, and then we just came in with the dreads, and after that, when we with the music, the dreads nation popped off. But actually, DOS Effect had dreads first.
They did. Y'all kind of had the same image, so to speak. Y'all was a lot flyer, but the hair, the naughty shit.
That's that Queens look. Timbs and cars and stuff like that. But yeah, we put a stamp on it. We put a stamp in the music industry of different ways and stuff like that. A couple of ways and stuff like that.
Right. So you said y'all had a following in Virginia first. What y'all was doing in Virginia?
Oh, living.
Okay.
Like our big brothers and stuff like that. They was like big boys. They supplied a couple of states.
Okay.
And we was just there with the homies. And they were just like, whatever y'all want to do, let's do it. And we was doing whatever. It was just the fact that what we did in New York as teenagers, we did in Virginia as adult teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 years old and stuff like that. And we just went down there and just making our way. We started conquering a little bit of Queens. We started going out of state and doing our thing, Shirt Kings, all that. We was out there. We was out there in the mid-90s. We was in different states, Atlanta and Virginia. So we was running through 3 states at one time, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we had a little venture.
All right. What part of Virginia y'all was in? I used to live in Norfolk. Where y'all was at?
We was in Norfolk.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
You don't know Princess Anne? We had over there across the street from Booker T. We had a shirt came right there. We had Jeff Starr, cousin Jeff Starr. He had a storefront right there. So we was right there for Princess Anne and I forgot the street. Right across the street from Booker T. But when you just name a club we didn't go to. We lived there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to live there. I went to school there.
Different parts. Yeah, man. We stayed in Norfolk State. All that.
All right. Shout out to 757 Norfolk Tidewater.
Yeah, Tidewater area, man. They thought we was from Pleasant Park. That's where we was staying at one time. Pleasant Park, Dig Park, all that. VA down.
Yeah. Okay. How did you meet Mr. Cheeks?
Like I said, me coming to John Adams, when I came to John Adams, when I left from South Carolina and came to John Adams, I met him by going in the lunchroom and actually seeing bunch of guys, you know, with a session. You know what I'm saying? Beatboxing on the table,
right.
beating on the tables, and a rhyme session. Freddie and them was there, you know, Fredro, a couple of cats was there, different dudes and stuff like that. So,
y'all went to school with Fredro?
Yeah. Freddie was my barber. When I first came back from New York, Freddie was my barber. He was giving me the design with the flat tops and cameo flat tops and all that, with the designs and letters and all that, the sticks, all that stuff. Okay. Freddie was my personal barber until he signed his deal and stopped working in the barbershop after one thing led to, you know what I'm saying? He was on Rockaway Boulevard before he went to New Tribe and then all those other spots. But yeah, I met them during the cypher, and one of the dudes that was doing the beats, the beatboxing, got tired, so I just stepped in. You know, they was looking for somebody to do something right then and there. I just started beatboxing, and then I took it to the beats on the table and stuff like that.
Right.
Stuff that I learned doing it down south and stuff like that. So I met Cheeks during that time, and him rhyming and going on and this, that, and the third. And like I said, eventually, you know, we started getting cool. We all on the same. We go to the same. We take the bus home together. All of us take the bus to Rockaway Boulevard from John Adams. You know, straight ride, crazy.
Right.
And we just eventually started going to my crib, and I got the music, and we started just trying to make music. Just practicing.
Right.
Practicing. Like I said, then eventually Talik, same thing. And I just, like I said, formulate the crew from there.
Okay. I want to ask you about this because I read this somewhere. I've always heard this story. And you can give me some clarity for this, or, you know what I mean, you could say you were misinformed. But was there an incident between the Lost Boyz and E-Money Bagz crew? Is that true?
No.
That's not true.
No.
You're not aware of the situation that I'm speaking of?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, while you were incarcerated, there's been...
That's what I was about to say next. What happened?
All right. There's been stories that came out about E-Money Bagz, and they said that there was a fight or a beef between E-Money Bagz crew and the Lost Boyz at the I believe it's called the Cineplex movie theater or some shit like that. And somebody ended up getting Green Acres, okay. Somebody ended up getting shot or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to get a little bit of history on the Lost Boyz before rap. I got more, but that E-Money Bagz situation, that's totally foreign to you?
I had no idea that if he was in, I can't say that he was involved. I don't know if he was involved in that situation. I can't tell you yes or no or this, that, and the third. I know the situation, but I don't know that he was involved in that, or who was involved in that situation like that.
Right. Were you a part of the Lost Boyz then?
Yeah. Man, I helped start. What are you talking about?
Okay, so it was all right. Let's remove E-Money Bagz. He's deceased. And can you give me some clarity on the incident? What happened at the movie theater?
It's just that we were all right. I gave a story before telling people. This is a real quick story.
Okay.
We might start from Rockaway and 131st. If I don't drive, because I'm usually driving back then, but if we, like, say, for instance, we might leave maybe 7 deep to head into Green Acres, right? Mm-hmm. On the bus.
Okay.
It might be 7 of us on the bus when we get on the 29. By the time we get to Jamaica Ave, you might have a couple of other guys that jumped on the bus with us and this, that, and the third. Young, remember, we teenagers. So by the time we get from Jamaica Ave to Green Acres, taking another bus, brown bus, whatever, there could be at least from that 10 to 15 guys that get off the bus when we get off the bus. When we get to that bus station, when we get to that bus stop, imagine there's about 30 guys waiting there. These are Lost Boyz and mixture of other cats and stuff.
Okay.
High school. When we walk from that stop where we got off, where they waiting for us to go to Green Acres, in front of Green Acres, underneath the movie theater billboard, there's about a good 50, 70 guys waiting. So imagine, that's like 100 and something people that's right there before we even go in the movie theater.
Yeah.
When we go in the movie theater, all the kids is like, where they going? Where all this bunch of dudes? We get our tickets, everybody gives their tickets. Where they going? Where? Now imagine, now we leaving to go to Green Acres. There's about another that attached to us, maybe another 20 something people coming. We all going to Green Acres. We go to Green Acres, have a good time. Pull back is maybe like another 100 people. Kids just cleared out the movie theater, cleared out Green Acres just to come, let's go to the movies. When we coming back to the movies, now there's another big crowd under the movie theater. That's another about 100 people. That's other guys, different crews and everything. They all associated with the Lost Boyz. We go in the movie theater, there's more people that's want to get, who the fuck is all these people? It's like 300 people coming in that movie theater. We go to the movie theater, we run the whole entire movie theater. We all from Queens, we don't know who's all in here. So, it was Godfather joint, the shit was getting interesting, dudes is running around, such and such. Somebody said something in the movie theater that's like, if just imagine, we're on the left side of the movie theater, not the middle or the other side. We're on the left side all the way to the back. Whoever said something was to the right side, all the way to the right wall. We're on the left wall, they on the right wall. Somebody on the right wall said something, and it was like, all your homies, imagine, there's hundreds of kids, but we're all in sync. So if somebody says something, somebody's going to reply. Now, everybody talk through the movie and stuff like that. Somebody says, shut the fuck up. What? We all have a cry, organize. If niggas remember in the 80s and stuff like that, if you heard the Lost Boyz say organize, or one of the homies say organize, it's about to go down. Tighten up. So that's what said, and one thing led to another. There's shots and all this other shit going back and forth. Movie said mayhem. I don't know who these people were or whatever the case was or where they from or whatever. That's what happened.
Okay.
Somebody said something across the thing because people said this. We don't know who the hell that was. If you in that movie theater, we all got love. But if you on a violation, we know you're not with us. So now everybody from the right side of the movie theater basically moved to the left side or to the exits. So now you're singled out against how many you dudes were. You're singled out. The whole movie theater is looking at you guys. You feel me?
Right.
Organized. Niggas is coming where we're supposed to be. We organizing. Now you're singled out. Shots were shown, shots were thrown out, back and forth. That's what happened.
But and this
short version.
That's the PG version. I'll take that. So, but it was definitely a shootout inside the movie theater.
Mhm.
God damn.
And they call it. That's why they was like, y'all responsible for putting metal detectors in movie theaters now, especially those Lowe's Cineplexes and stuff like that.
Right. So after that incident, you never got no clarity on who exactly y'all had the issue with?
Nah.
Okay, that shit came out while you was in jail.
I heard it was probably some Brooklyn dudes or something, somebody that wasn't from us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Imagine. Talking about Young Guns, Lost Boyz, Young Guns, MVP. There's so many different crews that are attach themselves to our crew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't know who did what, and we don't know bearing our names back then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
just so you're not in the dark, it's online that it was an issue between the Young Guns and the Lost Boyz. That
could never be.
That's what they put out. That's what they put out to the world.
And that's what things is. My interviews are to straighten out facts of past history that I remember.
Right.
I know things, but things that I be saying is for the youngins that don't know, that just got in on it. You came in on 2000. You came in the late 90s. You came in after. I'm setting this record straight on your history.
Right.
I say stuff for the world, but I be teaching my young LBs, the LB fam, history.
Right.
Because a lot of things you don't know about us. How we came up, how we grinded to come up, get our name, and this, that, and the third, and such and such. It's for the world, for history, for the world. There's going to be documents and docuseries and stuff like that what we're working on. But at the same token, you got to hear it from the horse's mouth, not somebody that's 2 generations behind me.
Right.
Or one behind you. You know what I'm saying? We got generations of Lost Boyz. They'll be fans. You know what I'm saying? My son is 34. So imagine, he has a son. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's generations of LBs. And if y'all don't have the history, you're just going to hear it from whoever that just got a piece of word of mouth or something that you read online that ain't facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Lost Boyz and Young Guns is beefing. How? When we were tight as hell. I just now went to the block the other day, and we was out there for like 4 hours. We ain't seen each other in years. Especially me, but we ain't seen each other in years. Never. The money bags ain't a part of Young Guns.
Okay.
And those are our brothers. So
got it.
That's what I'm saying. There's fakeness. There's this false testimony being talked about.
That's terrible that they put that out there like that. I'm almost positive that they definitely said it was E Money Bagz who fired the shot.
Mm-hmm. I know of E Money Bagz, and I know my man, one of my guys is from my block. He's with Preem and his Preem co-defendant and stuff. Dennis, and they had the ones that so-called took the photos of the incident with E Money Bagz and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't recall nobody. E Money Bagz didn't have no beef with us. I don't even know E Money Bagz. I don't think they say I did, but I don't even recall. Oh yeah, but we didn't have no beef with him. Not our crew. That's something totally. That wasn't our lane. Just say it like that. Okay. That ain't even our lane. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We ain't got no cross path.
Got it.
That's fake allegation or fake news.
All right. So y'all were y'all block was clarify this for me too. Was y'all block primarily, or why are y'all associated with 134th and God Brewer?
Because 134th is Freaky Tah's area. That's his block. That's where he moved, and that's where he moved from Rockaway. He moved from around our way, and his family situation. He moved to 134 and God Brook. So that's where he put his plant down. That's where he put his stamp down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where we started coming around, hanging out over there. When he ain't over around our way, we might be around his way. You know what I'm saying? Give the 134 cat love.
Right.
If they ain't on our, we hang on whatever side. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that went.
Okay.
But yeah, 134, that's our brother. You see the murals on a block now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I interviewed Smurf, Bang Smurf. Did you
Oh man.
With Smurf said before he went to G Unit and got around 50 Cent, he primarily kind of ran amongst the Lost Boyz. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smurf is that's all under the 134. That's all under Freaky Tah. All those guys, they're all under all that 134. All that's under Freaky Tah.
Okay.
Freaky Tah came and did what he did. Like I said, planted seeds and all that's 134. All who you heard from 134 is under Freaky Tah. I don't care who you heard. All that G unit, a lot of them are scattered, but majority, the core, that's all Lost Boyz. It's all LB Fan.
I heard that. This is what confused me. The thing with Freaky Tah was, you know, when you seen the Lost Boyz on TV or on magazines and shit like that, y'all was always smiling and dancing and seemed to be like the life of the party and shit like that, right? But when I interviewed Bang of Smurf, I asked him, I said, you know, name some of the guys name some of the gangsters that was around you when you was coming up. Because, you know, Smurf, he has no problem announcing himself as a gangster, right? And the first name that came out of his mouth was Freaky Tah. He was like, he was the illest nigga, man. He this, he need that. And tell me about Freaky Tah. Why was his name such a big deal before G Unit?
I mean, Ty he's a real dude. I mean, he might smile and stuff like that. He's gonna smile. We all have our days. We all have our times. When it's serious, it's serious. When it's real, it's real. And some people is on some, I'm always going to be real. I'm always going to tell the truth. I'm always going to keep it real. Like, you know, tell you what's real. And he was one of those dudes. I mean, I follow suit. I'm the same type. I'm going to tell you. I might not tell you every time, but I'm going to tell you and be like, yo, if you can't handle it, then I know how to play it. You know what I'm saying? But Talik he's 100 with the kids just as well as he's 100 with the adults. So everybody draws to realness. You know what I'm saying? He has that glow. That's charm. What do I say? He's a charmer, and he does what he do. I mean, he's unique. And I can say that because I've been there with him. You know what I'm saying? From the start, and. Basically, so I got to learn more because he was like when we started, he was my roommate. You know what I'm saying? We paired up, and Cheeks and Lou was roommates until we started getting money to when we got on the road and stuff. Cheeks and Lou were roommates, and me and Ty was roommates. So I seen him at a different angle than a lot of other people seen him. You know what I'm saying? We tight knit. You know what I'm saying? So the things he did was not. Say it like this: the things that he did were indifferent to me, so it seemed normal to me because I do the same thing that he do. He's just another individual with a different voice. Everybody is their own man, but he was just a different dude. Like I said, we was like the same, but he was just a little different, and he's a little boisterous. He's more boisterous than me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And his voice, everybody loved his voice, his raspy voice, and he knows how to project it. Yeah. So he was a unique individual. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying?
How did y'all and the way you described him, he was the shit before music. That's what I get from a lot of people.
Yeah, he was the shit. We all like I said, he was unique in his own way. He knows how to do what he wanted to do, he get what he wanted to get. But it was his charm, it's his personality. His personality was high. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
High standard. So
got it.
That was Freaky Tah. He got his name. How he get his name? He was just. I say how he got his name. Talik used to mess with a lot of. He was charming. The chicks used to fuck with him, and he used to be like such and such. And it was a Jamaican song, like. It was a Jamaican song. It was something back in the 80s. And then we used to bug out with him because he had a leather, a tannish, a brownish leather jacket. And he used to be like Fly Ty. I fly because after he got from his name was Raymond. We called him Ray. And then he got to Talik. And then it came to Freaky Tah. But when he got to the Freaky Tah part, it was just because we was in, we used to be in Jamaican spots, a Q Club or something like that, and he used to be tongue out and all this freaky and this, that, and the third with the chicks and stuff. And they used to say some shit. And then a Jamaican song came on. And it was like, freaky, some shit like that. And he just started saying, freaky, taliki, freaky, taliki, freaky. And that's when he started saying that. And that's what just stuck. And he started telling a few chicks. And that was it. He was become Freaky Tah. Freaky Taliki.
Got it.
Boy, that was it. That would put another coat on his neck. You know what I'm saying? That put him another level.
Yeah.
It was over. But we had good times, though.
Explain the obvious Jamaican aura that surrounded the Lost Boyz. Was y'all around a lot of rosters? I remember y'all was one of the first rap groups that kind of like went hard with the weed and shit like that before it, Explain that.
I mean, I used to deal weed, right? Mm-hmm. I used to get my weed from this Jamaican named my man Freddie. He had a spot on. All right, if you come up Godbrew, hit Jamaica Ave, and go across. It was a Burger King on the joint. It was up the block. It was a spot called Mike Tyson's. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Bristol Hotel was also on that joint. Damn, I'm going back. But it was a spot called Mike Tyson. And I got this weed from the hookup from the owner. His name was Freddie, Jamaican dude and stuff like that. He used to scold me because I used to sell his weed in $3 bags. He was like, you sell my blood clot weed in $3 bags. He used to kill me. He was like, man, no, give my weed back. This is good weed. This ain't no $3 bags of weed. So we were just making a hustle. I was trying to get a little money and stuff like that. I had, fives and stuff, cutting it. But he used to always play music. My man Fuquan that introduced me to Freddie, he's Jamaican. He's back on the island right now. But we had a couple of influences. And then Cheeks bumped into Selassie. You heard him on the Love, Peace, and Happiness album, Rest in Peace. He lived over Dun River Fall. That's when we went to Jamaica and did that video, Ultra Rios. Mm-hmm. But now, over the past week, the Marleys, Bob Marley's kids, Steve and Damien and all of them, those are brothers. I mean, straight like that. I could call or they'll call and be like, yo, come to the house. I got the plane tickets are there. It's at the airport and all this other stuff. So, I mean, I met the whole Marley clan. Like Ziggy, this is Spiggy type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's we family. You know what I'm saying? The whole Lauren, all the kids, Zoan, all the kids. Over the years while I was gone, Cheeks and Marley, they got an album and all that stuff together. You know what I'm saying? We put our things. We had LB Fam and the Marleys, they had Young Gong, I forgot the name of it. But we collaborated all that, you know what I'm saying, on music, on putting the labels together. So we've been influenced by the Jamaican population, the community, years, man. Right. Years, since the 90s, even not even the 90s, since the 80s. But,
okay. It y'all wore it well and shit. Like y'all rocked that shit. You know what I'm saying? You would someone who didn't know that y'all was all of y'all was American, right? Y'all all American born. Person would look at y'all and say, man, some of these niggas is rosters and shit.
Yeah, they used to be like, what part of Jamaica you from?
Right.
Like Jamaica Queens. And they'd be like, no. I was like, no, Jamaica Queens. We ain't from Jamaica Island.
Right.
We used to laugh and stuff like that because we always get, when we come around, all four of us with dreads and stuff, it might be five with the Roman J-Rap. And we traveled, they was thinking we was straight from the island. We get searched all the time. Where the weed at? We like, no. That was crazy, though. But it was love. We got stereotyped just cause. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At that time in the game, it was everything.
Wow. Damn. Pardon self, we got disconnected. Okay, so the Jamaican influence was very obvious. Y'all wore that very well. Tell me, how did y'all end up in mainstream music?
Say it again.
How did y'all end up in mainstream music? How did y'all get y'all deal? Where did that come from?
Let me see. Say it like this. We get a little quick version. we was in Virginia. Cheeks actually was about to battle this dude from the Bronx. He was about to battle this dude from the Bronx. They was at a club one time.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. One thing led to another. That hold on 1 second. Let me just get this thing together.
Yeah.
You got me? You hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. All right. He was about to battle this kid from the Bronx. Then, what separated them was they was going to battle in the parking lot. What separated them was Tim Dog, not the rapper, Tim Patterson. He's actually an A&R. He was down there. He's actually an A&R at Arista.
Okay.
Started to tell them, listen, y'all ain't got to battle and all that other stuff. Put some music together. Y'all do a song together. So they did. They did about like 2 joints down in Virginia, and Tim actually came to holler at me because basically it's my group. You know, the Lost Boyz is my group, my craft. It's all of us, but it's like, you know, I put it together. Tim actually hollered at me. Me and him took a ride because, you know, he heard different things. I was giving him some songs because I had make mixtapes of us in the basement and stuff like that. So he heard a couple of songs and stuff like that we did, that me and Cheeks did. So he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get y'all a deal." So yeah, all right. But we was at a Rutgers game, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get y'all a deal." And I was like, "Cool, all right. We'll see what happens." Because he was like, "Spigg, I like what y'all doing. I like y'all." And I said, "I'm gonna really get y'all a deal." So eventually, that popped into us going to an interview with Uptown. So we met Andre Harrell, and he was telling us this, and we was telling him this is our idea. You know what I'm saying? We went to Russell and them before, but Russell and them had a line. You know what I'm saying? They had a line of motherfuckers that they was going to get out. And we wasn't trying to get pushed back or held down.
Right.
So, like I said, we went to Uptown, did that meeting, and told him how we are, who we are, and this, that, and the third. He loved it, but he didn't know how to deal with the rap group. Even though Heavy D was a rapper, they was trying to basically put him in more of a R&B because Uptown dealt with Mary, Casey, and all, you know, Jodeci and all that other stuff with Puff and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was running that joint. And they all had R&B acts, majority. Even Father MC. Even though he was a rapper, we even helped Father MC. We did a joint for Father MC with that Who's the Man, me and Cheeks. But we just went with Uptown and performed for them. I mean, we signed, even though, like I said, a lot of things that we had, they didn't know how to do it. They didn't understand. Like Andre, we had clothing, we had apparel, we had all that type of stuff, waiting, cigars, all that stuff. All the stuff that's going on nowadays, we was there in 90. We already had that in 90. We was already thinking of things that all our ideas. And all our ideas came to fruition through other people. You know what I'm saying? We ain't get no money from it, but the industry exploded with all these different ideas. And we had these ideas since then. So imagine what we'd have been. But
let me stop you for 1 second, Spigg. For 1 second. Y'all was on y'all musical path as early as 1990?
Yeah. Man, it took us 10 years to get on. I mean, from 86 to 96. It took us 10 years to get on in the music game. To get signed. Yeah. It took us 10 years. From the time I left from New York, from South Carolina, and we formed that joint in 96, we formed what we was trying to do.
Yeah.
Get our name up, get all this and everything. Yeah, from 96 from 96.
So y'all did
from 86 to 96. From 86 to 96. It took us 10 years. We said it in the music. 10 years, man, doing the bit.
Wow. So y'all so y'all had contributions on the Who's the Man soundtrack? Y'all was around that back then? Damn.
Me and Teach did the song for Father and C.
Wow. And y'all was the Lost Boyz then?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Tim Dog just said, let me see if y'all could do something. You know, it gave us test trial. And that's how we got to that audition with Andre Harrell. Because we did a joint for Father MC.
Yeah. So the first label that gave y'all any action was Uptown.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was there. We did what we did. We even, you know, I could go back. Like, remember when Grand Poobah, he was with Strong City or Strong Beat something.
Masters of Ceremonies.
Yeah, Masters of Ceremony with what you calling them back then.
Okay.
The dude that owned that, he knew my mother. He was trying to get us to my mother. My mother was also like a manager. Cause she was promoting us back in the days too. It was originally going to be my mom and Ralu as being the managers. You know what I'm saying? Ralu's smart as a motherfucker, and my mom was just as smart. And they was going to be the heads of the Lost Boyz, like the managers and stuff like that. But she was, like I said, she was promoting us also, and she knew a couple of people, and they was trying to get us, and they used to give me posters and all this other stuff, and that's when Grand Poobah was dealing down with them and stuff like that. Right. But fast forward, we eventually moved on and, you know, found our path and found our way by moving into our state. And we eventually bumped into Tim Dog, and Tim Dog got us to Andre Harrell, and we just rock with Andre Harrell. Even though, like I said, we had a lot of stuff that we wanted to bring to the table, but they wasn't on no hardcore, no rapper, no hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They was on R&B. Yeah. So they get a small budget that was easily crushed. When we came back and recouped all that, our first many tours out. When I first tore out, we done recouped that a little 300 easy. You know what I'm saying? We was at 5, we was at 8 when we was just like, yo, what's going on? And they was like, we talking about platinum right now. We was like, what's platinum? We don't know nothing about that shit. We just love music. Right. We heard of gold. We don't know no platinum. Wow. And this was a long time, man. We've been rocking, but we was focused on just making music because that's what we love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So what would you say was y'all breakout year? Summer 96?
Yeah. It was around 95, 96, yeah.
What record did it for y'all?
Jeeps. Jeeps is a banger. Right. Because it put everybody in the mix. And it showed hoods. It showed everything that from different perspectives. Like the cars in the video. I'm just saying in the video, the visual. It showed about everything that our people were going through, or our people were enjoying. You know what I'm saying? The good times, or whatever the case. Because we was in the park. You had the motorcycles. You had the hydraulic cars. So it's either coast, East Coast or West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody be in the parks. You got all that. We had it all in the video to show you that doesn't matter East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. We here. We with you. You know what I'm saying? We telling the story for us, right. For you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, man, that joint was crazy. But when Renee came out, that was like another different angle that was inside of them. But when that came, you know how many people was crying?
Yeah, that song was really something, yo. Really special.
You know how many people didn't understand, like, until that song came out. I heard so many stories, even in jail. I mean, before that, but even in jail, I heard so many stories how that helped relationships, that helped people healing, and all types of different things. So that song right there was in its own box. That song right there had its own plateau. You know what I'm saying? That went gold and all that stuff by itself, regardless. Right. Even though it was on Don't Be a Minute, Don't Be on with the Wayne's movie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was on that joint with a different beat. But, man, that joint knocked over everything.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? That was a moment in hip-hop.
Was that based on a true story, or that was something that was written? Because that shit was detailed and vivid. Was that?
It was written. It was based on a female that passed away. She got hit. She got killed. Basically, a drive-by. Ebony. Rest in peace. She got killed, and it was just basically something that touched home. Because we knew people. You know people, and certain times people get hit or whatever the case may be, and some people talk about things, some people don't. But this was something that nobody expected. Like, you ain't never heard a song about a woman being shot and killed, accidentals and stuff like that. We overlook some things, and it's just because it's wild, because we're becoming numb to it. When a guy gets killed, when your homie get killed, and this, that, and third, that's just something that happens. But when a female gets killed, you don't hear about it. It's swept under the rug, or you never knew about it. Only the close people that are there, but you don't see that. You don't hear that talk about such and such got killed, or this and that and the third. You don't hear that. So that was a shocker for the world, like somebody speaking up for the women. Because people die. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say it like that, but people die every day. But you don't hear about more women that pass away. You'll hear about guys that pass away, and it ain't nothing. That's what's crazy about it. It ain't nothing you hear a guy pass away, but it's something when you hear a female pass away, but you ain't never heard it. So when it's detailed and stuff like that, Cheeks is a great storyteller, beautiful storyteller. You know what I'm saying? And he sees things in certain situations, and it was an adventure. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was like that. He's a great writer.
Was Ebony from South Jamaica Queens?
Yeah, she's from 40.
From 40 Projects. Okay. So this is this well known in Jamaica Queens that Renee is the story of Ebony?
Yeah, everybody know. You know 40 Projects.
Yeah.
Everybody know that's the staple in the South Side.
Right.
Bobby Garcia, the Furtado brothers, and everybody, the Garcia, the Furtados, the Cats, and the Cream Team, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know 40 Projects. That's a staple in South Jamaica Queens.
No doubt. So after Renee, boom, y'all mega stars now. Y'all in all the magazines. Y'all just everywhere. Y'all became y'all was official part of the hip hop scene. Like, this is in the era when Tupac and Big and all of them guys are still around, and y'all was right in the thick of it. Tell me what it was like for y'all after Renee, becoming amongst the A-list hip hop celebrities.
All right, let me just hold on. Let me back up a little bit. Let me give you a little extra history, because we've been around, and like you said, like when you asked, was that the only one? I mean, the startup of Bad Boy, we planned to be a startup of Bad Boy. Like when I said my big brothers, those Puffy big brothers.
Okay.
We was all in cahoots as a team. So they was like, listen, I want to do this. Puff, you run this label. Cheeks is your first artist. Cheeks was like, yeah, but then he was like, nah, I got a crew. Because Puff was like, I need a solo. I want to start with a solo. And Cheeks was like, I'm not solo. I got a crew.
Right.
So that was what we didn't start off with Bad Boy with. Puffy didn't want a crew. He wanted a solo. This is his first time. He didn't want to crash and burn on his first time. So he wanted a solo instead of a group.
Got it.
eventually he got. I mean, prior to that, we were working. We were all working together. Puffy put us on a couple of songs and stuff like that, but when he started getting his artists and he got the label and everything, he started taking us off of them songs. We was on a few songs beforehand, but he took us off and put his own label, basically to build up his own. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. We ain't like it at the time, but it was all good. But eventually, when he got that 112 and stuff like that, we got on that. He left us on there, put us on there and kept us. But a few things and stuff like that. But like I said, moving on, we just was after Renee. We traveled by then. But now we travel. We're fairly known seasoned travelers through the air, through the airports and stuff like that.
Right.
So traveling with Renee and everything else is like a phenomenon. We had to do. Sometimes we had to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? Bring that back and play that again.
Right.
Because it was touching. It was like, you know, we had the Michael Jackson moment when people passed out, and we was on a roll. When you get to that level, people start passing out on your songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shit. You know you made it. Now if you go to the back room, like when we finish the show, yo, you seen that shit? Yo,
right.
It was carrying her out.
Right.
Carrying him out. So I mean, we did our thing. We was there.
Okay. Now this is the big question I have, because we just went through a journey of, you know, building it and everything and becoming successful, traveling everywhere. Y'all even got a chance to watch Diddy become successful. Y'all got fans passing out. What happened that put you in a situation where you had to be a part of a bank robbery crew?
All right. Say it like this. Because here's some things. Now, people always try to say, after Freaky Tah passed away, it was the Lost Boyz broke up and this, that, and the third. Nah, none of that happened. I mean, Tah passed away. We took a short break to gather us up again, and then we went on. Like I said, that was like we went from Legal Drug Money, the first album. The second was Love, Peace, and Happiness.
Right.
Was the last. The third album was LB for Life.
Right.
And that's when Tah passed away. We was doing songs already. We was putting some songs on to the album. So that's why you hear Tah on the album and songs and stuff like that. When he passed away, okay, like I said, we slowed down until we got the album together. And after that, that's when Chiefs did his little solo joint.
Right.
With the camera action.
Yeah.
And while he was going, and sometimes we be going with him and stuff like that, basically we fell back and let him go and do his thing. He did his solo run. While he was doing that, I was in the booth. I was in the lab. Or I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets. I'm going to say it like this. I was in the streets and in the lab. I was in the streets to get in the lab. You know what I'm saying? I was producing my own shit, making my own money to get my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just being with my brothers and all of them and ideas formulate and stuff like that, and you know, money was a little tight.
Yeah.
I had to do things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how, I wound up there.
So I'm receiving this. The way that I'm receiving this is basically that you went to hit a lick to fund your rap aspirations.
Yeah, basically.
God damn, man. You gotta
get it. Listen, I wasn't scared of the streets. I've been in the streets. I mean, to help us with our first album, to get to the studio, to do Legal Drug Money, I was in the streets.
Yeah.
I helped provide for my crew.
Yeah.
My crew. I helped fund my crew. If we needed a ride, if we needed money for liquor, drinks, or food, or weed, or whatever the case may be, 40 ounces, old gold back then. Crazy Horse, all that shit.
Yeah.
We had to get money together. If not, I'm in the streets, so I'm supplying my guys with what we need. So when you know how to hustle, when you know how to grind, when you know how to go get it, okay, when you ain't got it no more, you're going to go get it. If you can't do it the quickest, that's one of the things, the quick way.
Yeah.
I met a lot of dudes in jail that were legit, but greed. So that's how we fell. Basically, how I ended up in jail. Not just because we did this or we did that. We did this and that a lot of times, but it's greed. When you do it too many times, the government be like, nah, nigga, get them niggas off the street.
Yeah.
And that's what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, I mean, I've been supplying my guys. We've been eating. I mean, we've been, I ain't the only one that got my money off the streets to make an album.
Yeah.
The industry did this. You know what I'm saying? The industry is the culprit.
Right.
But, yeah. If you need to get your shit together, you better get in the streets and get your money. Or get your job and get your money. And that's what happened.
All right.
It wasn't the best idea, but it just worked at the time.
Most stories that we heard, you know, in regards to the financing end of the music business, it might have was traced back to some bricks or some cocaine or some shit like that, right?
Right.
You didn't have no time to be pitching and shit, huh? So you
No. That's too long. Hey, I ain't gonna front. When I was on the street, when I was working,
yeah,
I was quick with that.
Right.
When TNT, the first time TNT, that first Tuesday, TNT, I was on the street. And they came down and snatched cats up and took their drugs and their money and put them and stripped them in front of the line.
Yeah.
This is on 111, around my way, on 111.
Right.
Man, they did all that to my brother and all them in the strip, man. I'm not, man. Where that even came from? I'm rather going back to stealing cars like I've been doing. Stealing cars and bikes and stuff like that,
right.
like I've been doing. I'm safer that way. Never mind all this motherfucking police with the binoculars 2 blocks down and all this other stuff. And seeing where I just dumped that motherfucking pack off, I was like, hell no, I ain't doing that. I'd rather go back to my old profession. And that's how we was. And so, just that time and era was different. And when things started happening, man, I started being like, I got to be more secure about how I'm going to get this money.
Right.
But and everybody did it how they did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, everybody's levels were different. I ain't going to say I was a brick dude, but I only had a couple of ounces here and there. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my forte. I didn't really like selling drugs.
Right.
Even though the joint was called legal drug money. The only drugs I love selling is music. And music is a drug. That's why it's called legal drug money.
Got it.
Prompted from Pretty Lou. Pretty Lou is the one that came up with that title. And that's what he be doing. You want to be like the drug dealers, but don't got the drug dealers' money and everything else. And we were, at that time, that's what like Jeeps and stuff like that. Because everybody wanted the Lex, the new shit, the Lex Coupe, the Lexus.
Yeah.
The big Beamer, or the Benz, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We wanted those, and we had those dreams. So that's how those titles and stuff came up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You described the TNT coming and rushing the block. Correct me if I'm wrong. The TNT came to Jamaica Queens about that cop getting killed, right?
Yep.
So you was what, a teenager when all that shit was going on? Yeah,
we was there. We was out there.
And you witnessed that shit?
That's where, right where it's at, that's where Fredro, that's when, before they became Onyx.
Yeah.
They were cutting my hair like his barbershop, like where he was at, Terry Barbershop, New Tribe, was right around the corner from where that cop got shot. Right around the corner.
Wow.
But all that's in the hood. That's in Sufton. Off Sufton. I'm on Rockaway, but that's just maybe like a mile down the block.
Right. So when TNT came, y'all understood what them niggas was there for?
No. Not then.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell, who the fuck. And they got badges. They jumping out the motherfucking black car with badges and fatigues on. Wow. Like, yo, what the fuck is you know what I'm saying? Usher cats inside the Chinese restaurant. Everybody else scattering. Like, yo, what the hell? Who are them dudes? They don't know if they pull out or run.
Right.
I sat across the street and watched. I put mine to watch. It was ugly. But that's when TNT came. That's when the streets was like, it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Shit got real. Because cats were selling drugs day and night. Yeah. 24 hours a day. If the blue and whites come, cool. You know, you could see that and you can run. You know when to go and be out of there.
Right.
But not when TNT came. TNT ain't coming in no blue and white. They came in everything else differently.
Yeah.
Confiscated cars and stuff like that. So you're not going to get the drop on them. They just waiting to get the drop on you. Waiting for you to turn around. Or whenever they decide to come and get you. And that's how they was rolling.
How much time did you end up serving for that case?
Me, I mean, for my case, I got 19 years and 19 years and 8 months.
Man,
so you could say 20 years. It's close. I just say what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So 20 years. Yeah. My guy's 21. All my Cody's just getting out. One of them still in the halfway house. But all of us did 20, 21, 22 years.
Right. And what would you actually charge with? Was that a takeover bank robbery?
Well, that's what they claimed. They said it's a takeover bank robbery. They made our case like really special, and it was because the way the government cheated upon us. They were putting things together and making it bigger. I mean, it was a big case. You got 9 robberies and an attempt on a 10th one. So they was like, the guys that they was dealing with, we learned all this in trial, but the guys that they were looking for, the guys that they were dealing with, were really good at what they did.
Right.
And that was what they blamed on us. Yeah, it was a takeover robberies and stuff like that. It wasn't just to go to the teller and get whatever you could get, or the vault. and we're waiting, and that's what made it so special. That they were saying they was reckless. They didn't care about how much time they took. You know what I'm saying? That's what they was just saying about us. They didn't care how much time they took. You don't have no bank robbers going to bank and just be sitting there 10 minutes and ushering people in. Hey, come on in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like, dude. They said it was different. We was a different breed.
So, in addition to this joint that y'all got charged with, that y'all went to the penitentiary for, they tried to give y'all other cases attached to this. It was supposedly other robberies too.
Yeah, I mean, just the ones that they got on us. I mean, the ones that they figured that we was a part of, associated with. Just the bank. Those. Like I said, it was 9 completed, and that last one was an attempt. And that wasn't even and being honest, it wasn't even an attempt, because we went out there and seen what was going on and we out of here. So there's no attempt. Even we're doing documentary right now, right?
Yeah.
And like my brother said, even you will see certain TV shows or movies. If you don't go and actually go in there and be like, give me the money or whatever the case may be, you can go in a bank. You yourself can go in a bank with a gun and have the intention to rob it. But if you just be like, did you attempt to rob that bank? In the paperwork, in the thing, in the law, that's not attempted robbery. You could go in the bank with a gun and the whole 9. Go in there and have that intention, but turn around and be like, man, fuck that. I ain't robbed no damn bank. I'm crazy.
Right.
And walk out. Not be charged. They charged us with attempted robbery. And we ain't even going no bank. Nobody went no bank, went past this motherfucker, went around the back streets and went right back on 95 going back to New York. You can't charge us with no attempt, but guess what? They charge us with an attempt. because they didn't have nothing on us. See, our whole case was put together by the government. And it's just weird. I can tell you more. I don't want to tell you more. I want you to see it.
Right.
When we see these movies and documentaries, our case specifically is one of the biggest cases in a big case in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And it's unique. It's not going to be another case like ours because even the judge said this is a movie. And her higher ups, the judge, a black woman, Ann Thompson, even her superiors put the hammer down on her so she couldn't make no mistake of keeping us locked up. And it's like, yo, you giving us numbers like, we didn't kill nobody. You're talking about a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
I met dudes in jail that had more shit than that and had less time than us. They didn't want us on the streets. They didn't want that crew to want to be on the streets.
Right.
I mean, we went to trial. We went to trial and failed because they set it up like that. But we kept coming back on appeals. We won 2 appeals and got the same time. How you get appeal that the law changes and it gives you less time? We wound up with the same amount of time. They didn't take the time off. They said, all right, we're going to take the time off. Come back and do it. We went back. They said, all right, we took away your sentence, but give you right back your sentence. You're supposed to delete time from us.
Yeah.
And you giving us the same amount of time. It was crazy. They didn't want us on the street.
So that final one, y'all didn't even make it y'all didn't even enter the bank on the final one?
No. The attempt that they're claiming, the attempt, nah. We were still riding by. Like, hell no. You see what's going on out here?
Yeah.
Now, if you see something happen, you see something looking strange, you gonna fuck with it anyway? No.
Nah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And guess what? We kept going. Ain't nobody stopping nowhere looking at, man, get us the hell out of here. That's what type time it was.
Yeah.
So for you to even say that we was doing something was wrong. Now we get 22 miles away from your so-called attempted bank robbery location. We back on the 95. You want to pull a helicopter, stop the whole Jersey Turnpike and all that stuff. You didn't do that on Heat. Let me just say it like that. Remember the movie Heat?
I'm thinking about Heat. The whole time you talking to me, I'm thinking about Heat.
Remember when he was at Heat, when he was going, and the old girl was up there looking out the window, and she didn't want to say nothing? They could have knocked my man off when he changed his face and everything. A lot of things, but he didn't do nothing. There's no cause. You ain't got no probable cause. They didn't have no probable cause to even pull us over. We gone home. We ain't do nothing. Nobody ain't got no bank robbery. They was waiting. And due to the fact that we spoiled their plans by not going in and doing what they thought we were going to do, they was like, call the higher ups. What should we do? Now we learned all this during trial. Yeah. They call the higher up. What should we do? Just bring them in anyway.
Wow.
You can't do that. You can't just pull somebody off the streets just because you thought they were going to do something. They had intentions. But you can always have an intention. I was going to go in the store and buy some sneakers. I said, fuck it. I'm turning around. I went to another store and bought some shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do certain things, but the government does whatever they want to do. And that's how we got them that time. Because they didn't have nothing for this case. And then the whole time in the trial, they over here lying and telling people and offering things and stuff like that. See, they thought they could get me since I didn't have a criminal history and my Cody's did. Mm-hmm. I had a career. They thinking that I was going to be the softest one to break and spill the beans about what's going on. Right now it's time barred and stuff like that, so we could talk about our case. Before I couldn't talk about nothing.
Right.
But due to the fact we all here, Pills is where they are, we can talk now. Now you're going to hear what's really going on when we start doing this document and stuff like that. But yeah, they don't think the government don't cheat just because and the jury. No disrespect to the jury, but the jury doesn't know. And regular people that's not from the streets, they don't know. They're thinking the badge or the white shirt with the towel, with the and all the suits and skirts. All that's professional. All that professional, they're feeling they're professional, you're the criminal. They ain't gonna lie, you will. And that's how the justice system appears. And you go out there and you thinking they're gonna tell the truth. So you're a regular person on the jury thinking that these guys had to do something because we wouldn't be here.
Right.
A lot of people get railroaded just like that. If we did a crime, cool, we did a crime. But you ain't catch nothing, you ain't seen nothing. You can't just say it's speculative. Lock them up for speculation. That's not the law. So they was breaking the laws in every realm. And we don't know about it because we never been through that. Some of my guys went to state, but the feds is a different ball game. I even heard in different states you can pay and beat a murder case in the state. But in the feds, nah, that ain't working. They make their own laws. They got their own money. How you gonna beat the government when they saying we print the money so we can make how much money we need to pay whoever we want to pay off? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And beat certain things. So we had to sit that joint out.
Wow. When can we expect the documentary?
Oh man. When you see it, it's going to be something. I mean, we got a great guy that's doing it right now, Mr. G. He actually is, he did documentary. He got Dr. Sebi. Mr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi?
Yeah.
He got this. He's doing his documentation. His history. He's good. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I just met him a couple of days ago and stuff like that. I did one take already. A couple of my guys, we did a couple of takes and stuff. And he's good with what he does. And he's honest and fair. He's respectable. What we're going to see on that joint is going to be something. It's going to be something worth watching.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to teach you a lot about our case, the law, how they play. A lot of we have a lot of, like, when we go in our little meetings, and we want the people to know what happened, how it happened, and everything about our case. Because there's cases that's like ours, but nothing's like ours. It's similar, but nothing's like ours. And it'll trump any other case that's like ours. Because this is the first time that these people, the government, ever had this type of a case. It's one of a kind. Because they cheated and everything to get the win. That's why it's one of a kind. They built and made a mosaic and all this other foolishness they were talking about. They made it a one of a kind case that we should have won at preliminary hearings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. The judge was asked questions. Did this happen? Did this happen? Did this happen? No, Your Honor. Instead of the judge saying, well, we can't charge them with this. Instead of her saying that, drop the charge because they don't fit the description, they don't fit the criteria for that charge. Instead of her saying, well, we're going to have to drop that charge, she said, this is going to be interesting. You can't say this is going to be interesting. You got to say this is the end of that charge. Delete that. Let's move on.
Right.
But that same charge is the charge that eventually got us out. The one that she's supposed to have said, nah, you can't charge them with that if they don't fit that criteria. That's the same one that got us out of jail 20 years later.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they cheat. I ain't gonna hold a tongue. They cheat.
Wow.
They cheated.
Is there anything that you could, leave with us today that the youth can receive from your story? Anything that you want to say?
I would say to the youth, be more observant about the things you do. Regardless if it's good or bad, be more observant. Because you can get caught up in so much shit real quick. And your life is gone. If it depends on it, any matter. If it's bad, if you're doing something bad, get out of it. Because right now, the world's changed. I've been gone 20 years, and that's 2 decades. People come off the porch every 5 years. So imagine how many youngsters come off the porch every 5 years and don't have a clue. They see what's going on TVs, and now it's the internet and stuff like that, and trying to imitate. And doing that ain't going to do nothing but get you quickly in trouble. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Excuse this tractor and shit. Hold on. But if you're doing crime, you got to learn that crime. You got to learn how much time that shit takes. Because you're going to go in there, and next thing you know, they're going to hit you over the head. And this your first time. What you going to do? You're going to look for a way out. Because you don't know no better.
Right.
What thing you're going to do is tell on your people. Tell a story. Tell what happened. Keep your mouth closed. Sometimes it ain't as bad as you think. They might just be scaring you. You got to be aware of what you're doing. If not, don't do it. Get you a regular job. Go to summer school. Be something great. Greater than a criminal.
No.
I mean, everything ain't going to last. So you make the best of it. And like I said, a lot of guys I met thousands of people. On good dudes, bad dudes. What you find in the feds is greed. A lot of greed. Guys got good, legit stuff. But once you get greedy and start taking the government money, get greedy, they're going to come and get you. You might stay for a short time, you might stay for a long time. You might not come back. But that's just about the game. And the game it has an ending. You got to be the one that chooses to do it, or somebody else from the street, somebody. You got to be controlling your own destiny. And like I said, the laws has changed. We got off on the gun laws, thanks to Trump, but no thanks to Trump. But we got off on the gun laws. But they changed the gun laws to help us get out. But then they made a revised version for those that's coming in. Because all this, we got choppers and we got this and these new guns and all this stuff that they doing, the gang thing. They got a new set of laws for y'all. It ain't going to be cute. You going to go in there and you going to come back out with gray hair. You're not coming back out with no black hair. You might come in as a teenager, you coming back out 20 years later with some grays. And it's only going to take you about 5 years to get them grades out of that 20. So imagine, you're going to grow old real fast. You're going to learn. You're going to grow up. I ain't grow old. You're going to grow up real fast.
Right.
You thinking you're 18, before you know it, you're 28. You're like, damn. I got gray hair? Yeah. Quick like. So just learn what you're doing and be smart about what you're doing, but don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it.
Right.
Go to school. A lot of people graduating and stuff like that, getting out of school now. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. When we was doing tours and going to school, going to colleges and stuff, doing all those school things, it was like, yeah, man, I wish I went to college. Y'all having fun. And it's like that. Because all that stuff is fun when you're growing up.
Right.
But due to the fact that you're trying to be something that you ain't, or trying to imitate somebody else, if that ain't you, that ain't you. Ain't nothing wrong with going to school, messing with chicks and stuff like that, and the guys and chicks. Ain't nothing wrong with going to school and getting your education and still having fun. Ain't nothing wrong with having a regular job, 9 to 5, legit. Party on the weekend or whatever, you got your day off. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Right. Everybody does those things. In both categories. Everybody do both of those things. Have fun and this, that, and third. You gotta know who you are. Don't be nobody else. Don't follow everybody else. I ain't gonna say don't follow nobody, because to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower.
Facts.
You gotta be a better follower. You gotta be a better follower to be a great leader. Because I want to be what you are, but I want to be better. But I gotta learn every little opportunity, every little technique. And some people take shortcuts, and guess what? Ass out. So all I said to the youth, man, do your thing. Don't do no thing. Don't do nothing. Do something.
No doubt. Spigg, are you on Instagram? Tell my viewers where they can follow you at and things of that nature. We're gonna get up out of here. You've been great.
Yeah, man. You can follow me on Instagram at OG Spigg Nice, LB fam. YouTube. I just got a YouTube channel. I'm about to put some things on there right now, some interviews and stuff like that. I'm working on my podcast right now. Visiting hours with Spigg Nice. That's going to help you also, because people want to know about jail, the law, the system. I'm gonna just say it like that, the system. I'm gonna have a lot of that stuff in it. Different things that we can learn. It's not just something. I'm gonna have a talk. I'm gonna have interviews and stuff like that. Interviewers and things of that nature. But that's gonna be on OG Spigg Nice. You know my name, Ron Blackwell Bay on Facebook. OG Spigg Nice on Spigg Nice on Facebook, all that. I'm there. I'm on the platforms. Y'all can check out our new song, Then Get Money. That's on YouTube. We trying to get it up there. I don't know about all these numbers and all that stuff, but they said, yeah, you got 300,000 numbers in about 3 weeks. That's great. I'm like, oh, really? I don't know. But it's like, that's impossible. That's great. That you're doing something real big.
You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing.
I'm just putting out music. I got something to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all heard Cheeks. Now it's my turn. I gotta say something. I gotta get things off my chest. Y'all never heard this. No, but I'm giving cats the real fact, the real street. You know what I'm saying? And we got some Lost Boy music and stuff like that coming back. And you're gonna hear something from the young Lost Boys. So we got a lot of. We getting together for next year. Next year will be our 30-year anniversary. So we getting the tours and stuff like that, the merch and stuff like that, getting ready and stuff like that. So you'll see us on doing shows, but we're prepared for next year.
Right.
Really prepared. So some songs you're going to hear coming out from me, Cheeks, me and Cheeks, just building up to next year. You know what I'm saying? So just be prepared. Lost Boyz. And the Lost Boy pages is back. You got the real, what you got? The only Lost Boy page, you got the real joint, and watch for Cheeks' fake page. There's a blue check joint.
Yeah.
That's a fake page. Do not book nothing there. The people, the dude is still getting people, so I'm letting you know. You see that blue check? That's not Cheeks. Cheeks is Mr. Cheeks 76 family, something like that.
Got it.
So Louis Lucky or Lucky Louis, we there. Lost Boyz. We ain't going back. We back. I don't know. We back. But we back.
LB fan for life. I appreciate you, Spigg. I'll be in touch. I'm gonna need some photos from you to add to this. I'm gonna hit you when I get off the line with you. But I appreciate your time again.
Hey yo, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on there.
Yup. Thank you.
You on those?
Yup.
Oh, love.
All right. Peace.